Jeffrey's girlfriend Jessica keeps disrespecting him in front of everyone. Jeffrey was so happy when they got into a relationship together, but now he's overthinking about it and he might even break up with her. She keeps making fun of me and making all these deprecating jokes in front of our friends, and then she stays out late and she told me she was just drinking with that guy who wanted to fuck her, but she says that he's just a friend, and I told her that I didn't want her to hang out with him, but then she said that I was being controlling and that I shouldn't act like that, but I just, how can she hang out with someone who she says is trying to fuck her, and then he keeps liking her Instagram pictures and she's liking her Instagram pictures. Jeffrey, you know why all of this is happening, don't you? She doesn't respect you. Why would you want to be with a girl who doesn't respect you, Jeffrey? Adonis has the ultimate relationship. He has such a respectful, beautiful, feminine wife. Just look at how she talks about him, how she thinks about him, how she treats him. She appreciates him so much and she respects him, and so she's so good to him. This is the kind of wholesome relationship that all young men should strive for. First things first, a woman can only really respect you if you respect yourself. So the first part of this guide needs to be based on how do you get your own respect. And you do that by meeting your own standards. You set yourself standards of performance based on what you think you're capable of. So for example, the workout that you're gonna hit, not just the fact that you're showing up to the workout, but how well you pushed in the workout, how much you sweat, how close to failure you went, how many of the sets you were grunting and biting your teeth with. Or for example, with avoiding bad habits, you know exactly how much resistance you can put up to the urges of porn and masturbation and junk food and video games and wasting your time watching anime. And when you don't live up to that standard and you crumble and you go and watch porn at the first urge, you lose respect for yourself. Now, the version of you that constantly loses the respect of himself because you keep succumbing to these bad habits and you don't push yourself hard in the good habits, that version of you will find it hard to get respect from women because you don't even respect yourself, right? You can't expect a woman to respect you when you don't even very much respect yourself. What you need to do is to just go harder on your self-improvement. Go harder, be more disciplined, be more ambitious. Now, I set these standards for you in my videos. I say, okay, go to the gym, meditate, journal. Don't waste time on all this content consumption, anime, TV shows, all of this entertainment bullshit. You don't need to be entertained as a young man. You need to learn and you need to take action. I set these high standards, not because they are the standards that you necessarily should meet. These are the standards that I set on myself. Now, you might set lesser, easier standards for yourself if you respect yourself less than I respect myself. That can be fine, by the way. It doesn't have to be like an insulting thing, even though it probably is, because basically I'm saying you're more of a bitch than I am. Now, do I meet my expectations all the time? Fuck no. A lot of the times I don't meet my expectations. A lot of the times I make stupid mistakes, but I still have those high standards for myself. When I make these videos and I set these high standards, it's almost me talking to myself or my younger self and trying to get him to meet these standards so that he can achieve respect for himself. What you need to do is lock in and actually go as hard as you possibly can to the point that you're thinking like, fuck me, I've really been doing this. I've been showing up as much as I possibly can. My performance has been good. I'm proud of myself. This is as much as I could do. Now, if you aren't getting those kinds of thoughts, if you're waking up kind of groggy and dead and you're there with like, sleepiness below your eyes and you're just kind of slow through the day and you feel tired, chances are you aren't living to your real expectations, your real standards. And I'm just going to give you one brutal truth, by the way. Most men's standards of themselves are actually way higher than they realize, but you have a weak part of your brain that's convincing you that it's lower. So the real standard you have is probably the same as mine. No bullshit, no time wasted, no entertainment, just work, learn, fitness, grind, fucking grow. But the weak Jeffrey part of your brain, the part of your brain that you actually believe is on your side, the one that tells you like, oh yeah, 1 hour of anime to relax at the end of the day, 1 hour, 2 hours of some fucking video game is fine, you've got to relax, it can even be good for you. That's not you. And the reason why you don't respect yourself more after those periods is because you aren't living to the real standards that you have for yourself. You're just succumbing to the Jeffrey voice in your mind, and you've got to stop bullshitting yourself. You've got to stop coping. You've got to listen to the real voice in your mind, like the Adonis part of your brain that's telling you like, wait, but you could actually not have any entertainment in your life and you'd actually probably have more fun, because then you'd grow more and you'd have more respect for yourself. So when you start to live a bit more extreme to the point that you're pushing your capabilities, your expectations for yourself, that's when you'll get that level of self-respect. When you have that self-respect, then it's way easier for a girl to respect you, because one, you're clearly doing things that deserve respect, but also two, this is going to sound sexist, women in general just are followers. They're not inherent natural leaders. Women will just follow what the man does, says, and believes. Now, a lot of women won't do this because a lot of women have become very hardened and masculine. But if you're attracting like cute feminine girls, basically they're always just waiting for the leader to tell them how to think, how to feel, how to believe, how to whatever. They're just waiting for the leader. It used to be their daddy, and now you've basically become her daddy. That's why that daddy fetish is a thing, right? Basically, women wait for the father or the husband or the big brother to just tell them how things are. When you respect yourself and you're next to a woman, she will absorb the way that you feel about yourself, because women are the followers. And so if you feel good about yourself, you feel a level of self-respect because you've worked really hard and you genuinely think you're pushing to your edge right now, she will just believe it as well. That's the beautiful thing about being a strong man with a strong mind. When you navigate your time with women, they'll believe the same things you believe about yourself. That sounds weird and crazy, whatever. Any guy who's good with girls will comment below and tell you, yep, that's exactly how it happens. However you think about yourself, girls will think about you too. Unless if they're very masculine girls, then they'll basically fight for their own level of self-belief. But most likely you don't want to attract masculine women anyway. You probably want like a really cute feminine girl. But another way to get a woman's respect is basically however the people in her life view you. So she might actually ask people like her friends, her girlfriends, for example, even maybe preferably her brother, her sister, her father, her mother about you, and see what they say, right? Of the highest quality girl, if she gets a crush on a guy, she'll go to her family, her father or mother, and ask them about, you know, the guy that she shows, right? That's such a wholesome, cute trait. Most women are not like that, by the way. I'd argue probably about 90% of women that you might ever come across are not like that. They don't talk about dating or sex or anything to their family because they'll do it all secretly. They'll just, you know, fuck some random guy, blow jobs here and there and stuff, just randomly, you know, oh yeah, kind of seeing this guy, not going to tell my family because it's nothing serious. You want the kind of woman that as soon as like a guy speaks to her, she'll go home and tell her mother, because then she can get like her mother's wisdom about it, right? That's actually really fucking wholesome. Most girls are not like that. But most girls do speak to someone about the guy that they're interested in. Usually, unfortunately, it's like their hoe friends, so just bear that in mind. But basically, she will use their judgment to decide how much respect to give you. So how much respect they portray for whatever image of you that she showed them. Or if she hasn't actually spoke to them, she'll just theorize what her friends or her family, whatever, would say about you. So then you've got to think, okay, you in a weird way have to impress her girlfriends, her social network, maybe her family. So whatever their judgment of you is, if they'd respect you or not, will also be how she thinks about you. Basically what I'm saying sounds really sexist. I'm saying like most women don't actually make their own judgment of a situation. They use the judgment of like the peer group. I'm genuinely not trying to sound sexist. It's just like that's the difference between men and women. I've found is the more masculine a man is, the more he believes things by himself. The more feminine a girl is, the more that she waits for the sort of social statement, like the social belief between people that she cares about. So you'll be judged by her social system, her network of friends, of family, right? So if she's more of like a low quality girl who's like a modern Western kind of girl and she's sleeping around and partying and everything, then she'll ask her, basically her hoe friends, what they think of you. When they see you being some weird grind kind of guy who's locked in, who's doing martial arts and stuff, they'll find that strange. A lot of like normal girls don't really respect like the masculine grind because they just think it's like weird, try hard, Andrew Tate, misogynist type of stuff, right? So you might struggle to attract like these party vape smokers, right? But of course you never fucking wanted those girls anyway. Now I want you to just think about this for a second because this is going to lead us to a really interesting point. Imagine the really high quality girl, genuine wife quality girl, awesome family, strong father, soft, feminine, beautiful mother, inside and out, everything, right? Imagine she's got such a good, wholesome family and she starts getting really good feelings for you and she starts talking about you to her family and literally showing them pictures of you and whatever you do and everything. What version of you would her father like the most? Think about this. The highest quality woman possible is gonna have a strong, patriarchal, traditional father. He's gonna be in the home. They're not gonna be divorced, right? Her parents are not gonna be divorced for her to be a high quality woman. Sad fact, girls get pissed off when I say this. But it's not my fault. It doesn't matter. It's just the statement. It is true. The highest quality women, her parents are together and they're still in love. The father's strong, the mother's nice and feminine, not a feminist. If her parents are divorced, that's like a big red flag because it shows, you know, some fucked up stuff happened there, right? Even though whatever good reason they can say for the divorce, that's a side point, right? But basically, just think about what version of you would that father actually respect? The TikTok boy version of you where you've got little clips of you dancing provocatively, doing your little cute hair? Imagine that strong father who's kept his house and his family together, even under feminism and the sheer amount of divorces and breakups and all of this. And he's actually raised a daughter who's really high quality, who's wife quality. He's gonna respect this masculine version of you, the hardworking, ambitious version of you, right? He's gonna respect probably the exact same version of you that you respect. That version of you that is as disciplined as possible. Now imagine that father hearing that, oh yeah, you still eat some sweeties and you still watch porn once a week and you still play video games with your friends once or 2 hours a day or something, right? He's not gonna have the same little soft little excuses that guys our age will say like, oh, but it's to relax and unwind. Imagine this strong patriarchal father. He'll think you're still a boy if he saw that you were posting about fucking anime or something, right? Like he'll think, wait, why is this kid watching cartoons? Why would my daughter be into him? He watches cartoons. That's just weird. He's not a man yet. The version of you that's working hard, that's grown up into man psychology, where you're no longer playing video games, you're no longer eating the sweeties, you're no longer taking drugs and taking substances, and you're just staying sober and disciplined with some big ambitions, some big goals, family orientated. That's the version of you that's going to get the respect from her family, from her good quality friends. They'll think, wow, that's a real man. That's a rare man to find these days. When they respect you, the way that they talk about you and, you know, the subtle mannerisms they've got where they kind of like accept you, that's when the girl will start to respect you as well. So what does this all mean? You have to become the most masculine, disciplined version of yourself if you want to have a really good dating life. How do you do that? You do that through the Adonis Protocol. Top link in the description. I made an entire self-improvement course just dedicated for this, and then I made it for free. Top link in the description. You can go start the Adonis Protocol right now. It's like masculine self-improvement, and you can also subscribe to this channel if you want. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.